Hi, my friend. It is strawberry day. We are at the end of our strawberry sew along, and it's been so much fun. So much fun. I'm going to show you a close-up of the quilting on the one that I've been showing you that's finished, and I have my one that I did the sew along finished. I'll show you the backing I'm going to have with that. Also, we have a little tidy up challenge, and today is never give up day. I think that's like a quilter's motto, to never give up, because we are pretty resilient, pretty tenacious. If we want to get something done, we're in there like digging right in, and if it's not working out, we just step back, figure it out. So today, for a share, if you would tell me or show me a quilt that you did not give up on, one that you may have hit a roadblock, you got around it, whatever it was, describe that. Could have even been like you ran out of fabric and it took a while to find more. Hey, that's a roadblock and we just got to work through it. We quilters will find that fabric. Okay, so let's talk about the strawberry quilt. First, mine, which actually would be going to my friend Bobby. She helped me sew this one. She helped sew strawberry blocks, and so this quilt is actually going to her, to be hers, because I already have one. So there we go. There it is, all ready to be quilted. And I picked one of my Harmony wide backs for the backing. So here it is, all cut and ready to go. So there's the backing. I've got the green to go with it. So let's take a look at how it's quilted by Linda, because she did a really, really fabulous job. So let's take a look. Here we go to take a look at the quilting. This was also done by Linda, that did that works for Byrne, does work for Byrne, and she did the nature walk. So this time she put beautiful feathers. Once again, this has got wool batting, so she put beautiful feathers so you can really see the relief of that, particularly on some of the patterns like this stripe, where it just really pops out. Then let me see if I can get a good one. Yeah, here you can see it. So up at the stems, she did kind of leaves out like that. Then all of the sashings have the swirls, and then out on the border again are feathers. They're feathers in the print, which you really can't see, but you can see them on this side. And then sort of an X going through, on the squares. So that's how she quilted this strawberry quilt for me. So if you like to do feathers, there is an option for you on how to approach that beautiful strawberry shape. Now, I actually made a single strawberry block. Now, some of you have made some table runners that we've seen, and those have been super cute. Here is just a single block. I actually am sending this plus the Nature Walk, the blue Nature Walk quilt. Both of those are going over to one of the Byrne sales reps, who will be going into quilt shops and showing them my birdsong fabric, and these are going to travel along to do that. So I've got a label on it. Have my pink. I used the pink on the back of this one. And then it'll come back here someday. Whenever she's done with it, it'll come back. So it's kind of like a mini quilt show today. So I've got a few other things to show you. I just want to share the beautiful morning quilt one more time, because this full quilt belongs to the Fat Quarter Shop. They lent it to me, so it needs to go home. So here it is again, the beautiful morning, and you can get a kit for this one. So there's still a few left, so if you haven't gotten one, you can. So you can sew with my birdsong fabric. And now this will go back to the Fat Quarter Shop. It'll be shipping out this week, and they will have it there again. And I did finish my shark pillow. It's so cute. Okay, name the shark. Is it a girl shark or a boy shark? I think it needs a little bow if it's a girl. What do you put, like a little bow up there? So I don't know. I'm thinking it's a boy shark. He needs a name. So there it is. This is a fairly large pillow. This is actually a finished pillow that I bought years ago, and I've just been putting covers on it ever since, and it works out super good. It looks good too, right? Okay. Now, when I was doing my on my break from doing videos, you know, and I was doing sort of my back office stuff. One of the things I did was go through a bunch of bins, and I filmed one of them, you know, going through it, because I thought, well, this might be interesting to see the thought process of how I'm looking at this fabric that I've had for a long time and have to make decisions on what am I going to do with all of it. So let's take a look at that. Let's do a tidy up challenge. We're going to take one bin. So I took this picnic basket. So that's a pretty big bin. It wasn't totally full though, because I've done this in this bin before, and I know the bin needs thinned out again in some way. But I thought I'd show you walking through that bin. What it is my collection of what I still have of cotton and steel fabric. And cotton steel is now Ruby Society. So they changed their business name, they changed who they were working with. But the ladies who designed for them are still pretty much the same people. It's just that this fabric can't be reproduced again. So I've kept some of it because I really like it, but there's some of it that I'm like, okay, I can either, if I'm going to keep it, put it in with my regular stash, or just, you know, it'll go to the charity group that does charity quilts, because not everything is precious. I know we would like to think it is, but it's not always that precious all the time. So what I did is, I've got two of the patterns. One is this one that was called, from their line, called Fruit Dots, and this just cracked me up. The first time I saw it, I thought, oh my goodness, this is so funny. It's got the ladies, I could call them Jersey ladies, and actually in our Splendid Sampler 1, I think it's Splendid Sampler 1, Carrie Nelson did use this fabric when she did her Jersey Girl block in tribute to her mom, who was from Jersey, New Jersey. So I've always loved this. So I've collected, I have a fat quarter bundle, and then I have the other, like here's the, like the gum wrapper. Remember there was the gum wrapper stuff that was on my Boo crew that was similar. Here's the Jersey ladies in pink and blue, and then this orange stripe and a navy stripe in the pattern. So I definitely want to keep all that, because even though it is, that pattern is a little bit not like what I normally do. These are like a double, that shape is like, it's pieced curves. It's kind of like a double drunkard's path. You know, there's a curve on either side to create that melon shape. I mean, a lot of people will create that with applique, which I've thought of doing, but that's also a lot of applique. So I don't know. So I'm keeping that. So that will be over there. The other thing that was in here was another free pattern, and these might still be free out there. I'm not sure. They may not, because they were with the prior company. So that might be all gone. But I printed it, and it just cracked me up. This is a big quilt too. It is, where's the size of it? Is that the size? Yeah, 58 by 65. It's like, you know, a good wall hanging size. But it just, these pens just crack me up. I love them. And I had collected off a lot of the fabrics. I don't have all of them, but I have most of the fabrics that are used for the pen body, this part here. I don't have that one, although I can get it. I have looked and I see where I can get it. So I don't know, I might. So I still like this. I still think it'll be fun. Those are all appliqued. So I'm keeping that. Now they also did like these, one of our friends sent me some of the typewriter fabric that they've redone. This was the original typewriter fabric that was done on like a linen. So that is really cool. So I'm keeping that. I'd like to do a bag or some pillow or something. And then here was one that was more, yeah, so it wasn't just one, it's like a panel. So this is, you know, or just sections you can cut up. And I've always thought this was really cool. I'd like to just do a quilt around it sometime for fun. So those we'll be keeping, and then we have the rest of it. So I thought we would just walk through it and see what does the rest of it look like. I have some charm packs. So this one's gonna go, the charm packs. I don't know. It's you know, I'm not going to do anything with that. Here's a little bit of the one with the ladies. So that has to go over with the ladies. And then here's another small one that I will put over here. And then another, which I don't even know, it doesn't even say what fabric line this one was. One of the fabric lines, but I think I might just pull a piece or two out. Like I've used this rotary cutter fabric for something I was doing, so I might just pull a piece or two of those out, maybe just the rotaries. And then, so those will go over here, and the rest of it will go. Okay, so those three, did I say? Yeah, those three will go. Now, there's some other ones. The bears. So this is going to go into stash. Either this pile now is going to be either stash, or I'm going to put it for charity. This was Rifle Paper Company, which Cotton and Steel printed their stuff. Now they are still printed under another company. So these go in my stash. So this one's cool, but I think it can go to charity. I've done something with this already, so it's going to go to charity. Here's more of the dials. I'm going to put those over with those pens for now. No, I'm going to put this on this pile. Put the dials on here. Okay, the chickens can go. I did something with that. Did something with, so here's a whole group of these. I think I was working with this section. So this can all go to charity pile. The beautiful butterflies, these big butterflies, they are so pretty. Great big. This would be a gorgeous pillow, don't you think? Just one pillow with these great big butterflies. They are gorgeous. I don't know. So I'm on the fence with him. I'm going to keep the on the fence. It'll be an on the fence group there. And I've done something with this, and I've done something with this, but I'm going to keep this one. Is that all? Yeah. The spools. That was one that they did. So cute. Keeping that. This can go. These can go. Because I've done something with some of these. And so I'm just going to go ahead and let them go off. Now this one I might put over here with the pens, because that might be pretty cool to add in there. Going to keep the apples because they're like there's the spools again, another color. This green stripe, that's kind of a neat little accent stripe. There's not much of it to do something. Here's bowls and gloves. I'm going to let the gloves go. Matchsticks. Oh, I love the matchsticks. The horses. I'm going to keep the horses. Going to keep the. I did a little something with the lamb, so I think I'm going to let the lamb go now. Do I let the lamb go? Yeah. Clouds. Happy clouds. See, they got little faces. So I'm going to keep that one. And I've done something with all of these pinks here, and the kitties. See the kitties, these are great. So I've done something with those already. The pink pandas, look at that. So keeping that. And then this is a whole layer cake. And it has like some of the same fabrics. So cute. There are a lot of repeats. So this was this whole fabric line. There's the pens that came in the fabric line. They also had a whistle. So I've got a piece of that because that's in that pen project. So I think I might just keep this layer cake together. Maybe sometime I will do a charity piece with it. Sew it up just for fun. You can't get that anymore. You'd have to really hunt around. And I'm not even sure what the name of that one is with the phones. So it could have been part of one of these was Fruit Dots, but it's not. That's not Fruit Dots. So I'm not sure. Oh, that was over here. It was called Trinket. That was called Trinket. This fabric line. Okay, so this is all the keeper. Okay, I'll go ahead and keep the blue for now. So we'll keep that. So this goes in my giveaway to the charity so they can work with it. And then what I have here, this will go back in my bin or in a different bin. I have to decide because two of them are kind of like projects, but this is really, well then this would be a project. Like if I use the layer cake, so that would be a project. But this, I think I'm just going to put it all into stash so I can find it, because I particularly want to use like the flamingos. I don't want to have it hidden away like that in the container. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to package up these two as projects, maybe 3 as projects, 4 as projects, and like future projects. I have lots of future project things, and then eventually I decide I'm never going to do them, and so that's how it goes sometimes. But I thought you would like to see walking through this basket as my challenge today, and your challenge is now to go and find one container. It can be a big container like this, it can be a small, just like one of your project bags, or a little shoebox, or just a zippy bag that you have a project stuff in. Get one out and go through it today and make a decision on it. So pick one that you know you can work with. You know, sometimes some of them are too hard. You're like, oh, I'm not ready. Don't pick that one. Pick one that you actually can sort of declutter it out. Okay, there you go. Do it. So that was a lot of fun. I felt ready and satisfied with the outcome of going through that fabric. I have a few other collections like that I'm like, I've still kept. I've still, okay, some of them are like one quilt. So I have a collection by Fig Tree that's more like this. I don't really have an exact pattern for all of it, but I've kept it together, and I have like one of her patterns that I might do, you know, someday. Oh. So bird song, Oh My Stars with the Ladybird. I've definitely decided the orange is not going to pop enough. So I thought that the blue is actually pretty good on there. The blue is deep enough and has a contrast enough. So I went into my bin of things, and this is a blue called Blossom, and it comes in darker blue. Well, there's the darker blue too. For that I have is the water that Mr. Shark is in, which might be just a little too dark, but it actually might be pretty good too. It could be the one. So I am thinking that instead of the orange, that I do blue stars, and then I have to shift everything around. See, so that'll make a difference of what color stars I'm doing, because here I shifted things so there was no peach or anything right around those orange squares where the star points would be. So now if I change to blue, I have to shuffle fabrics again, and I might have to take out a few of the blue, unless I went with this navy. So I mean, let me just put the pillow up there so you can sort of visualize. See, that navy against there is really dark. And I think it looks good. That could look good. I could try a white star. So I'm in that debate now. So in the next day or so, I will cut some more squares and mess around to see what's what with the stars, because I have to get that before I can really do anything else, because I will shuffle fabric depending on what color the stars are. So a white might also be good. Oh My Stars with white stars also looks really good. So anyways, I don't have that answer. But I will get it soon. And we'll figure it out soon. Okay, so to wrap up, I found I've been watching two channels on YouTube that I thought you might be interested in, because they're quilting related. So I thought every so often I will just share other channels with you. One is by Tara Miller called District. It's her Quilt District channel. And Tara does a lot with vintage and antique quilts. She goes to museums. She does things with like quilt dealers that deal in vintage textiles, vintage quilts. And so I find it very interesting because I like that stuff a lot. And so what she's talking about is super interesting to me. So if you like vintage quilts, you might enjoy her channel. The other channel that I've been enjoying is Christine Byrne of Mountain Crafts. She doesn't have as many videos yet, but they're all super interesting. A lot of it is, there's a lot of cross stitch on there, but they're older things. She has a big space and she has a lot of cool stuff. And she talks through what she's doing or what the textiles are that she's picked up and tells you about them. And I just like her style. So I thought that these two channels might be something you might want to check out. Alrighty, my friend, you should be wrapping up your strawberry quilt. Getting a top done so that you have a beautiful strawberry quilt to enjoy. And if you're doing Oh My Stars, you know, start working. Really the key now is to pick our star color. So we need to do that first before we can be sewing anything. So I know that's my goal. And remember to share a quilt that you had a never give up moment with. If this quilt caused you to have one of those, share it over at Quilt Along with Pat Sloan at Facebook. All right, my friend, I love you. Mwah. Thank you for being here in the Sloan Zone. I will see you online.